Chapter 1. Der Held und die Prinzessin.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Das Ende der Welt, was soll das heißen? Also die Auswahlmöglichkeiten sind doch, glaube ich, alle immer gleich am Anfang, oder? Kann das nicht jemand anders machen? Vergiss das mache ich nicht. Ja, scheinbar schon. Oh, okay, danke, dass du mir erklärst, was ich zu tun
Don't
habe.
mention it. It's all part of the job.
Den Job würde ich nicht machen wollen.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Okay.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ja, das denke ich mir auch.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Haben wir jetzt nur noch den Helden und den Erzähler gerade? Ja, ne? Also es ist niemand Neues dazugekommen und auch niemand Altes noch zusätzlich. Okay, ich bin gespannt.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Der Spiegel ist auch nicht da.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Betritt den Keller. Ich versuch's jetzt erstmal wieder so. Ohne Klinge.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Ja, wir sind's wieder.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Ich wollte nur mal nach dir sehen. Ich bin hier, um dich zu retten.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Ich möchte das aber sagen.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
Ja,
Come
nee.
downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You
Hi.
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever.
Okay.
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Nicht wirklich.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Nicht so schnell. Lass uns zuerst ein bisschen reden. Ich schau mal, was ich tun kann.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
Gerne.
Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Nein, nein.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nee, leider nicht.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Hast du noch eine Idee, falls es keinen Schlüssel gibt?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Nee. Bist du verrückt?
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Das glaube ich auch.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Er schließt uns hier
Someone
immer
else
ein.
here? Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Frech. Versuche die Tür zu
You
öffnen.
try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Dann gehen wir runter.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Ja, bla bla.
Easier for whom?
Richtig, für wen?
Easier for everyone.
Nein,
Look
nein.
at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Ja.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
Aww.
hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Das Ding ist, jetzt kommen wir wahrscheinlich wieder quasi zu einem ähnlichen Ende, das wir schon hatten, ne?
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Rettet die Prinzessin. Mehr kann ich gar nicht machen.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Ich will nicht das gleiche Ende.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Das heißt, wir müssen jetzt irgendwas anders machen gleich. Nähere dich der verschlossenen Tür.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Okay.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Na, rein theoretisch.
Watch me.
Rein theoretisch
What are
muss
you
ich jetzt
doing?
was anders machen. Weil wenn ich sie jetzt wieder ständig warne, dann kommen wir zum gleichen Ende, was wir schon hatten, denke ich einfach. Ich warne sie jetzt einmal.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
So, und jetzt? Ach, ich kann mich nicht wehren. Ach, krass. Okay, das ist sogar ausgeschlossen, damit man nicht immer die gleichen Enden kriegt. Das finde ich aber cool eigentlich.
Thank you.
Ja, danke. Ich kann ja nichts anderes machen.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there? A betrayal of Will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
Okay.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm.
Okay.
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart.
Okay.
It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease.
Nett.
You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this,
Richtig.
right?
Richtig, oder?
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Boah, frech. Kapitel 2 und die Hexe.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And you're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Da war ein kleiner Triggerfinger unterwegs. Habe ich einfach weggedrückt. Okay, nein, aber ich bin doch gerade gestorben. Was mache ich hier? Sie wird mich wieder umbringen. Aber ich habe die Prinzessin doch schon erschlagen. Sie mich zwar auch, aber ich habe sie definitiv erwischt. Warum bin ich wieder hier? Wir nehmen das.
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Nein, definitiv nicht.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
Der Opportunist ist dabei. Hallo.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Nehmen wir mal an, ich sage die Wahrheit und das ist wirklich schon mal passiert. Warum sollte ich auf dich hören? Warum sollte ich überhaupt etwas tun? Wir gehen einfach... Wir drehen uns jetzt mal um.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Ach so, jetzt mischt sie sich auch noch ein. Na gut, dann gehen wir halt zur Hütte.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Okay.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Okay, klar. Wir gehen.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay, krass.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Wir machen trotzdem wieder das mit dem Spiegel. Nähere dich dem Spiegel.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Ich frage mich nämlich, ob irgendwann was anderes
You
passiert,
reach
aber
forward,
scheinbar nicht.
rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Nein, das wissen wir nicht. Okay. Wir gehen wieder ohne Klinge in den Keller.
No blade. Hope you know what you're getting us into.
Ja,
It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
ja. Nicht wirklich, aber ja.
The door to the basement
God.
creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Ich bin mal gespannt, wie sie jetzt gleich
Her
aussieht.
voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Okay. Ich bin nicht garstig.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing.
Ich bin Drecksbiest. Hallo?
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Können wir bitte gehen?
She must have you confused with someone else.
Scheinbar
She
nicht.
seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Ja, ich glaube, er möchte sich gern selbst
You
hören.
need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss.
You're the boss.
Thank
Oh
you.
Gott.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
Ja, nicht mal mehr Fenster hier
You
drin.
can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Ich glaube schon.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out?
Na,
Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you?
er ist irgendwie immer der Einzige, der sich nicht erinnert, der Erzähler, ne?
No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
Aber womit? Ich habe das Messer oben gelassen.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Ja. Tut mir leid, was letztes Mal passiert ist. Hör zu, ich habe einen Fehler gemacht. Wir machen alle mal Fehler, oder? Du doch bestimmt auch. Ich habe das Gefühl, du bist unzufrieden mit mir. Ich bin unbewaffnet. Das ist eine Geste des guten Willens. Können wir nicht einfach darüber reden? Ich bin letztes Mal gestorben, du nicht. Wenn hier jemand nicht vertrauenswürdig ist, dann du. Hör zu, ich verstehe dich ja. Letztes Mal ist unschön ausgegangen, aber ich glaube, hier sind größere Dinge am Werk als wir beide. Wir sollten uns zusammentun. Kommst du da nicht alleine raus? Letztes Mal haben dich diese Ketten nicht aufgehalten. Warum nur habe ich das ungute Gefühl, dass du mir in den Rücken fällst, wenn ich dich hier raushole? Ich vertraue dir nicht. Nicht genug, um dich zu befreien und definitiv nicht genug, um mich dir zu nähern. Ich verschwinde. Tschüss. Lass den Keller zurück. Eigentlich fände ich das hier gut.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Die ist so gemein.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Ich habe das Gefühl, du bist unzufrieden mit mir.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
Ich bin unbewaffnet. Das ist eine Geste des guten Willens. Können wir nicht einfach darüber reden?
You came to me with empty hands last time, too. But that didn't mean you hadn't been plotting something nasty all along. What you did showed me as much.
Das stimmt ja nicht.
But we didn't plot anything. We just made an informed decision based on the information we had at the time. I think you're both making perfectly valid points. Sure, we didn't plot anything, but it's easy to see how she might think we did.
Ich habe meine Klinge nicht dabei. Schon vergessen, wie soll ich dich von diesen Ketten befreien?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
Ja, richtig.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Oh.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Nein. Warum nur habe ich das Ungute? Okay, lass uns gehen. Gehen mit der Prinzessin. Wir entschuldigen uns erstmal noch.
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster.
Hallo.
If you're sorry, then let me out of here.
Ja.
Prove it.
Wir gehen jetzt. Komm. Lass uns gehen.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves
Ich hab
face
Angst.
to face.
Ich hab Angst.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one that lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us.
Wir könnten einfach rückwärts gehen.
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time.
Das stimmt allerdings.
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
Wir gehen vor. Betritt die Treppe.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
Mhm.
That's exactly what I'm worried about.
Jetzt
You
ist der
step onto the
Opportunist.
stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like.
Jetzt ist der Opportunist sogar in zu
You're
Hause.
only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her.
Habe ich gesagt. Rückwärts hochgehen.
No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself.
Ja, lieber das, als wenn sie mich verletzt.
But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach.
Mhm.
Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened.
Noch nicht.
You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why.
Weil er jetzt die Tür wieder zumacht.
You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight.
Warum?
Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor.
Au.
You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realise that you won't be getting up.
Okay.
Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back.
Ja, wer will das schon?
We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that? Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
Das ist nicht gut gelaufen.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
Ich kann nicht aufstehen, du hast mir das Rückgrat gebrochen. Was zum Teufel sollte das? Ich habe versucht, dir bei der Flucht zu helfen. Wir hätten es nie die Treppe hochgeschafft, was? Wir hätten von hier verschwinden können, wenn wir einander einfach vertraut hätten.
Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either. You should have known I would never walk hand in hand with a loathsome thing like you.
Hallo, sei mal nett.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
Frech.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back.
Ah ja.
And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us.
Ja, genau das hätte ich
And then
gesagt.
you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first.
Das ist richtig.
Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body
Was ist
twitches
jetzt?
as she tries to get up.
Hä?
Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Warum? Er war jetzt ziemlich leise gerade.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
Nee, nicht wirklich.
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here?
Das ist ja super.
Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Boah, ist die, ugh.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
Keine Ahnung. Er antwortet nicht.
I think he's gone.
Erstmal wieder abgehauen.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Sie wird abgeholt. Bye bye. Du Ei. Aber du schaffst es nicht zu antworten und das wirst du auch nie. Es ist Zeit zu gehen. Deine Erinnerungen kehren zurück.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Nein.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Wir nehmen jetzt mal das. Natürlich habt ihr Angst. Das ist das Ende für euch, aber nicht für mich.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Ja.
You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
Nähere dich dem Spiegel. Du näherst dich dem Spiegel. Betrachte dein Spiegelbild. Es ist totenstill, als du deine Hand ausstreckst. Wieder einmal sind sie fort. Der Spiegel lässt sie verschwinden. Aber du musst sehen, was in ihm ist. Du bist ausgezehrt. Du befindest dich wieder in der langen Stille. Geh weiter zur Hütte. Du stehst vor der Hütte. Nähere dich ihr.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Du kannst kein Widerspruch sein. Widersprüche können nicht existieren. Wie hältst du es aus, ein Widerspruch zu sein? Es spielt keine Rolle, wie oft ich zurückkehre. Letztendlich tut immer einer von uns dem anderen weh. Verändert dich das nicht? Macht es dich nicht zu etwas Schlimmerem? Wir nehmen das.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Nicht wirklich eigentlich. Nein, eigentlich nicht. Da scheint alles so weit weg zu sein, wenn ich in deiner Nähe bin.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Was hältst du von diesem Gefäß?
This one is hope marred by bitterness and betrayal. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
Du weißt schon, dass ich dich am Ende... nee, warte mal. Du kannst kein Widerspruch sein, Widersprüche können nicht existieren.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
Wie hältst du es aus, ein Widerspruch zu sein?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
Mhm. Weißt du, was mit den Welten passiert, die wir zurücklassen?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Interessiert es dich immer noch nicht, wen ich dir als nächstes bringe?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Okay. Du hast also keine Vorlieben, wie du dich verändern oder entwickeln möchtest.
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
Okay. Ja, wie viele Gefäße ist ja, glaube ich, auch immer so das Gleiche, ne? Was ist, wenn ich das... Nee, ich will das eigentlich nicht nehmen. Ich bin bereit, zurückzukehren.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Alles wird schwarz und du stirbst.